Great start to the vlog. Hello, my name is Ariel, and it is midnight on Monday. We're a little bit after midnight, which means Believathon has officially started for me, so we love it here. So I'm not used to staying up late, so I have my frozen mug here of coffee, really setting into the theme, really representing for Gavin out here. This technically isn't a mug. I'm pretty sure it's like more intended for soup, but I've explained this before that this is my vessel for getting coffee inside my body, and I need as much as possible, so thus Elsa has come to guide us. She's really out here doing the Lord's work. I have already showed my TBR, but so the last time that I woke up at midnight for a readathon was the Royal Weekender, and I'm hoping to recapture the magic because I had a blast. I love how that video turned out, so let's hope we can go for round 2, although I'll be honest, a little bit more tired this round because I was trying to take a nap like I did beforehand to prepare to be up for midnight, but my phone went off and my friend kept texting me, and for whatever reason, I forget that do not disturb is a thing. And it started giving me anxiety because they were asking me a favor and it was something that I didn't want to do. And I didn't know how to say no. So then I was just thinking about that and I couldn't go to sleep because I was panicking. So we still have a little bit of that like anxious energy going into this. I hope you guys can ignore it. Like the Royal Weekender, I'm actually going above and beyond with my TBR. So I've already showed you my journey, but I'll go through it over again in case, you know, you missed it and you are falling behind the rest of us. It's okay. So for the Poacher's Pocket Inn, which is where everyone has to start off, I'm reading Nevermore, which is the first book in the Trials of Morgan Crow series. I don't, is that what it's called? I'm assuming. I got the audiobook for this, so that's probably the route that I'm going to go, and hopefully I can get through it pretty quickly. I've heard lots of good things about this, so I'm excited. The audiobook sounds very good as well. And then, going off of there, we head to Baba Yaga's house, and we are reading Blue Skies by Anne Bustard. This is the ARC copy, however, this book has already come out. This is an American historical fiction novel. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it, TBH. Not the most excited for this one, however, I do like the cover. We'll find out if she's good or not. My expectations are down here, but that means she can only go up, so we'll see. From there, we are skipping on over to the Yellow Brick 100 Acre Wood. That's what we're doing. And for that is to read a book with yellow on the cover, and that is, for that I'm picking Leilani of the Distant Sea. Hello! Isn't she beautiful? Let's all give her a round of applause. I'm really excited for this. Kara at Wild Book Garden recommended this and she said it was really good. I put this on my best covers of 2019 video, so I'm super happy to finally have it. This copy is a little f***ed up, not gonna lie, because like this end page like doesn't go all the way and then it was like stuck together, so I had to rip it apart. But you know that she's got character, so I like that for her. So that's where we're going next, and then we have to go to the Brawley Rail, and we have to have some sort of transportation element either on the cover or in the story. So for that, I have picked A Wish in the Dark by Christine Soontornvant. Don't know if I'll ever get used to saying that last name. I apologize. This is a retelling of, wait for it, because I'm thinking about it. What is it? Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. Okay, my brain really had to work hard for that one. So I'm super excited for this. I know Gavin has already read this and he said he really liked it. So I'm excited to get to it. This cover is also beautiful. I love a good blurple color. Also, some of these books are working for Medievalathon. I forget which ones are which, so you know, we'll go through that at a later date, but we're not doing that right now. Okay. And then we are ending our journey at the Bookkeeper's Stronghold, and for that, we're going to the Battle of the Labyrinth by Rick Riordan. Guys, I'm a little upset because I was accidentally spoiled for this. I saw it in a video. He was doing a Q&A. I won't say who it was because I don't want them to feel guilty. I still love them to bits, but I was watching their Q&A video and they spoiled something big that happens in this, and you know what? I'm a little pissed off, to say the least, but we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. This makes me sad though, but I love this cover. Hopefully, I'm upset. We're gonna move on. We just gotta cut the feed, keep going. Okay, so because I'm an overachiever, I decided to pick books for the other prompts. No way in hell I'm probably getting to any of these, but you know, I like to keep my options open. None of these I put in my May TBR because do we really give a fuck at this point? I don't think so. Should I cuss in a middle grade vlog? I gotta watch myself. Okay, I'm just gonna go in the stack that I have here, so we're just gonna yeet on over to whatever spot we think is great next. For Orion Found, I believe, is the place that exists, you have to read a sci-fi book. So I have Cog by Greg Van Eekhout, This little boy is actually a robot, and he enlists the help with some other robots to find home. That's adorable, is it not? I think so. For the Wonderfalls, which is to read a book with disability rep, we have Mockingbird. I almost said Mockingjay. I've soaked in too much Hunger Games recently, but it's just Mockingbird. Okay, Catherine Erskine. This girl has Asperger's syndrome, and I believe her brother has passed away, so she's kind of dealing with grief. I'm probably going to cry. So if I get to that won't be a fun time, but I'm still looking forward to it. For the Black Ice Bridge, it is to read a book with an adventure, and so for this I have The Trouble with Shooting Stars by Meg Canestra. To be honest, this was just a cover buy because isn't she gorgeous? Yeah, this is beautiful. So I really wanted to get this, and so I allowed myself to purchase it. So anyways, we have this. For Yellow Brick Road was to read a book that you should have read. I think it said years ago or a while ago, but semantics. I'm picking Malamander by Thomas Taylor. I received this last year as an ARC copy, even though this is like a finished copy, and I have not read it. Obviously, it has since come out. It has come out in paperback in the US, which, you know, that means I am very late to the party. So I'm excited to read Malamander. I know Gavin has also read this and really liked it. I also believe that Rachel from Rachel Marie has read this. Or is it The Deep Woods? I think that is for a book that is published before the year 2000. And for this, I have Owl Service by, not by Philip Pullman, Alan Gardner. And this was originally published in 1967, but has recently come out with this beautiful cover. I don't have any clue what this is about. I just saw it because I just saw it and thought it was lovely. And I was like, you know what? Take her with. Let's bring her home. And we'll give her some, you know, attention. I haven't read it since I got it, and I got it last year, but, you know, maybe this week will be her time to shine. If not, maybe next week. If not, who knows when. And lastly, a book that I did mention on my TBR, which is probably going to be the one I focus on if I do finish my actual ones, because this also counts for one of the prompts for the Asian Readathon, and that is The School for Good and Evil by Salman Chanini. This, for Asian Readathon at least, works for an author who is different from you because he is a man and I am, if you couldn't tell, a woman, which is, you know, fine. For Mermaid's Lagoon, because it has to do with female friendships, and these two are friends, and we love friendship. Anyways, so like I said, yeah, if I do actually finish my prompts, and that's probably the first one that I would start. The other ones, I just wanted excuses to have books. Some of these were already on my shelves, so I've been meaning to read them. Others, you know, I don't have the same excuse, but I don't want to think about those ones. I better get cracking on reading. Also, I have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm off, so that's the only reason why I'm up this late. Besides, obviously, I wanted to celebrate. But I don't think I'll be able to make it that much longer, even with, you know, Elsa guiding us through it. We'll see. I gotta get this footage off of my phone and edit my last week's vlog because it's really taken up all my space and I won't be able to update as much as if I have all this like video footage. And I haven't put it on my computer yet. So we're gonna say toodaloo for now, and I will update you guys the next time I have something interesting to say, and hopefully I will be quite far into Nevermore. But I'm gonna go read, and I will check in with you guys in a little bit.
I wonder if it knows. Oh wait, he called you. Right, for context everybody, he gave the right answer, but I don't know why he wrote it, because the answer was he insulted her hairy knees, so he just I didn't want to say that out loud though.
So I thought it'd be nice to vlog with some change of scenery, so I'm taking you guys on my walk that I try to get through if I have the day off. So far, I am on chapter 12 of Nevermore. I am really liking the audiobook. I'm really loving the story. The narrator is doing such a good job doing all the voices, and it's very whimsical and magical, and I get why people are comparing it to Harry Potter, because it has the same kind of magical essence to it. Obviously, they're two different stories. Overall wonder, if you will, and like I said, whimsy is just like through the roof. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this, and this is definitely a book that I would have like obsessed with, ride or die, if I was a kid, because it does have so much imagination and fun involved in it. As you saw earlier by a clip, I've been intermittently watching the live stream that I missed with Gavin, Ashley, and Becca, which is literally the funniest thing I have seen all quarantine. I am so happy it exists, but it's literally 8 hours long. So I've been watching it in like sprints because I've also been editing. I got a new video uploaded today. So between everything, I've been trying to watch that. I would love just to sit for 8 hours and watch it, but I'm trying to get other things done as well. So I got this pineapple, and I don't know really how to cut pineapple, but I've had it for a while, and I need to, eat it before it goes bad, because then what was the point? It's Tuesday, so it's day 2 of the readathon, and you know what? I told myself last night, like, don't forget to update on what you read, and what did I do? Forgot to update. I am actually very close to finishing Nevermore. I have less than 100 pages left, so we're on a journey. I'm actually really loving it so far. Big surprise, except it's not, because everyone has loved this book, and it's really cute. There's plot twists that are reveals that, like, I probably, I feel like I should have seen coming, but then I didn't. So I was like, oh my god, she did that. Like, the moment, the reveal is coming, like, when it's actually coming. So then you're like, like, when they're, like, actually telling you, like, plot twist. I really loved that about that, because normally I feel like I could see things coming like a mile ahead before it actually gets revealed. But with this, like, twice that's done that to me, and I've really enjoyed it. Still getting, like I said, the whimsical Harry Potter feels. Yeah, I'm just really enjoying it so far. It's a lot of fun. I wish that I was a child, that I could be like, just like, I'm obsessed with this, but like, I feel like it would be socially acceptable for me to just be like, I don't know. I don't want to say that I don't love it now, because I do. I love it very much. But I wish I was a child reading this, because it would have blown my fucking mind. I just know it would have been like one of my biggest obsessions. My like 3 top tier series as a kid was obviously Harry Potter was like god tier. That was like my entire existence. And then I also really loved A Series of Unfortunate Events. That was probably maybe my number 2. And then 3rd series was probably the Spiderwick Chronicles. I'm trying to think, was there any other series that like had my heart and soul? They're not coming to mind. So I guess it's just those ones, but I feel like this definitely would have been like number 2 to Harry Potter, and it deserves the hype and the ranking. It's kind of nostalgic in a way. I think that's another reason why I wish I had read it when I was a kid, but a lot of it takes place at a hotel, and as a kid, like, we used to go on vacations and to like this one hotel specifically, and I always thought hotels are like the most magical places. They kind of are, because you have like this nice room, there's a nice pool, everything's air conditioning. If any place was magical in real life, it's hotels. I love the setting for a lot of the book, because I'm like, damn, I need a vacation. I love hotels too. And the Hotel Deucalion sounds magnificent. It's so much fun, and I wish it were a real place. I need more magical hotels. This is something I would have loved to bring with me on vacation, just to kind of like really set the atmosphere. It also is very reminiscent to me of Alice in Wonderland, just because it has like that bizarre factor to it, and things just like normally that wouldn't make sense have like meanings behind them, and something that seems ridiculous is actually like functional, and it's just a jolly good time. So if I finish this today, my next read will be Blue Skies, which is a very short book. I'm also going to be trying to read something else that I put down before Believathon started. I'm not going to feature in this vlog because that's not what it's about, because it's not a middle grade, so we don't need her in this vlog. But yeah, so I'm probably, part of me wants to bring this to work, but another part of me wants to save it for when I get home, because if I bring it at work, I'm gonna have to read it put it down, read it, put it down, and we're about to get to the climax, and I really don't want to have to like cut anything short. So I might just bring the other book that shall not be named to work, read that for a little bit, and then come home and finish this, because this should not take me that long to finish.
If I had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense. Nothing would be what it is, because everything would be what it isn't. And contrariwise, what it is, it wouldn't be. And what it wouldn't be, it would. You see?
Okay, time for another morning update, because I don't think I filmed anything last night. It is Wednesday morning, and I finished Nevermore last night, and I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really liked the ending. I'm excited to see what happens with the next book. So now I have moved on to my second stop in my journey, which is Baba Yaga's house. So I'm reading Blue Skies by Anne Bustard. This is about a girl named Glory B, whose father has supposedly been perished in World War II in France, but she believes that he's coming back because there's like this, what do they call it? There's like this event that's coming to their town, and it's like the special train delivery that's going to stop in their town, and she believes that her father is going to be on it and surprise them and come home. But like she's dealing with family struggles because an old friend of her father's who is also in the war has come to visit, and he's getting close with Glory B's mother, and she does not want her mom to forget about her father. So I wouldn't say that the writing is bad, although I wouldn't go so far to say as it's good either. It's just average, and there's a lot of things that just aren't described enough. For instance, Glory B's best friend is trying to impress a boy, and so Glory B's like basically doing recon and asking this boy a bunch of questions, and he finds out that he prefers girls with curly hair, so she tries to give her friend a perm. It doesn't necessarily say that it turns out bad, because I'm confused. So she gives her a perm, and then her grandmother says Ruby Jane, when Ruby Jane's her best friend, she's like, you look adorable, and then like they never say that it looked bad or that it went wrong. They just said that she has curls now. But like Ruby Jane is like upset for some reason. So I was like, why is she so upset though? Like I can understand maybe she's not used to it. I thought she was gonna like completely ruin her hair, or that it was gonna fall off, or that like it was like a bad perm. I don't know. I feel like there's chunks of the writing that is missing. We don't get enough reaction out of the characters. So the storage on my phone right now, so I really don't know how this is gonna frame, because I'm doing it on my DSLR, and it's probably gonna be an interesting angle. I feel like I have to be like down here. We spend so short in a scene that like I'm wondering what the purpose is, and people don't have proper reactions to things. I'm gonna read to you the scene that I'm talking about. I remember because Grandpa has kept up the tradition. Then we'd eat Graham's fresh from the oven gingerbread cookies. Ding dong! Mama wouldn't ring the bell before walking in. I waltzed to the door. It's Ben. I don't need you, I say, and I slam the door. I plop back into the leather chair in the parlor and resettle under the quilt. So his whole purpose was that her parents wanted him to come over because she was at the house by herself. But that's it. She just slams the door in his face. Like he doesn't have any sort of reaction or try knocking on the door again or like try to say anything. Like to me that's not believable as a character. But then, okay, so flash forward. Off to bed, Sugar Mama says as she walks in. It's late even for holiday bedtimes. I thanked Ben for coming over, though it looks to me like he was bundled up good on the porch the whole time. Ben stayed? Question mark. That was his choice, I say. I scoot up to my room, Daddy's photo. That's it! Does he not have any reaction? He's just okay with her slamming the door in his face? Like he doesn't try to come back? I'm confused. That doesn't seem like a realistic thing. And then let me try and get to this whole perm thing, because it really threw me for a loop. So they're giving her the perm, and then they like go to her grandparents, Glory B's grandparents. Oh, Ruby Jane, you look adorable, says Grams, handing her a mirror when we are finished. Yes, Berlioz. Stop it. Ben will notice all right. Tight ringlets boing around her face. Gladiola's very own Shirley Temple, says Grams. When she was 4, says Ruby Jane, scowling at her image. So she doesn't like her perm. No one ever says that it looks bad. I'm just confused because why doesn't she... No one thinks it's bad. And then she ends up getting a date with Ben. So I'm like, what the heck? Can you calm down? Anyways, tight curls of orangish brown boing below the scarf, and she has Delilah to move. So did she make her hair red? Does this making you upset? Apparently he doesn't want me to talk about this book anymore because he's not happy. Berlioz, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to rant because I don't know. They don't give us enough information. She's like pissed and I don't get it. Okay, so I'm back home from work now, and I thought I would film a little bit outside because, you know, it's nice to go outside sometimes. Berlioz is out here with me, but he's more interested in, you know, other things. But I started reading my third book, Leilani of the Distant Sea by Erin and Trotta Kelly, and I can already tell that this is 5-star material. Don't you think so, Berlioz? He agrees. I really love the writing so far, and we just got to a bit that seems like where the magic is starting to happen. But let me tell you, Nevermore was good. Nevermore was almost 5-star material. It was whimsical, magical, I loved it, it was a lot of fun. But Leilani is serving me 5-star vibes, and I'm here for it, and I feel like I'm already falling in love. Wish us luck, because I hope it continues on the way that it is now, because if it does, then this will be such a good one, and I'm so excited. Did I just put on a full face of makeup to film this clip? Yeah, I sure did. Literally have nothing else to talk about. I was gonna film another video today, that didn't happen. I'm making excuses because something exciting is coming on Monday, which you guys will all have perhaps found out by the time this video goes live. We'll see if I actually edit anything today, because so far I've accomplished nothing except for going for a walk. Also, I just bought this new sweatshirt, and I don't know why, because I live in Southern California and it's literally like 90 degrees outside. So that's why I put my hair up, but you know what, it's cute and it's new and I wanted to like feel like a human being for once, so now we're here. So I finished Leilani of the Distant Sea, and I am going back and forth. I think I want to say that I loved this more than Nevermore, and I rated Nevermore a 4.5. So does that make this a 5-star, or does it make it a 4.5? And you know what? I don't know why, but sometimes I struggle with giving middle grades like 5-star ratings, but then when I think of my past, I had Here in the Real World as a 4.5, as well as Epoka the Tree of Ekroth a 4.5, before I just initially was like, you know what, it's a 5-star read. And the reason why was because I kept thinking back to them, like even after I had read them, like they just stuck with me. So maybe I will consider these both 4.5s and see which one actually like stays with me as time goes on that I think of often, because that's how it was with those two books, and then I ended up changing their rating to 5 stars. But this was so good. Leilani of the Distant Sea is so different than Nevermore, so it's kind of hard to compare the two, because Nevermore very much gives me like Harry Potter vibes, but more verging on like Alice in Wonderland, which I think I also mentioned, because it is so whimsical and fantastical and slightly irrational and absurd that it has those remnants of Alice in Wonderland, whereas this is much more weaved in like folklore and myth, and there's magic in it, but it feels more realistic and more grounded, which I really enjoyed. This was such a beautiful story, and it looks larger than it is, but the font is actually quite big, and like the margins are as well, so it didn't take me that long to get through. For the length that it was, it packed a powerful punch. I loved Leilani as a main character because she felt very relatable and real to me. I saw myself in Leilani. She's not a dreamer, but she's an idealist, and she loves stories and she likes storytelling. and she's just a normal girl, and she doesn't have any special powers. She's not kind of remarkable really in any sort of way. All of her character relationships, I loved her best friend, make each other shine so well. Her friend is more realistic and is more headstrong and brave, and she's intelligent. Not to say that Leilani isn't, but Leilani tends to be, like I said, more idealistic, where Veda, who is her friend, is much more of a realist, grounded, down to earth. So it was just nice to see how supportive they were of each other though, and how much they loved each other. And like there's a line where it says, Veda is complimenting about how much she loves Leilani, and she says, "You have a heart made of clouds." Like, that's like how she is. She's just special, and she wants everyone to be treated fairly, and she thinks about things more deeply than other people do. And Leilani is like, "Okay, if I have a heart of clouds, then what is your heart made of?" And Veda says, "My heart is made of stone." Which is like just the perfect like simple way of like describing their characters. So we don't follow just Leilani though. We also follow, like I said, different perspectives of like the characters that we meet in here. Her town is made up of sailors and fishermen. She lives on an island. I guess I should say village. It's not really a town. Sailors often, they don't return because the sea has like these like mysteries to it, and every sailor that has ever gone to discover this this mountain called Isa, which is supposed to be a mountain of plenty of like flowers and things that will help them survive, because their island is going through a drought. And the mountain near the village that they live is called Mountain Kana, which they believe a monster is on the mountain, and if they upset the spirit of the mountain, then that is why they suffer hardships such as the drought that they're currently in. I feel like I'm describing this really poorly because I'm bringing things up before. Anyways, so yeah, her village is currently suffering through a drought, and they believe it's because they've displeased this monster and the god of Kana. That's why they have sailors to try and reach this other mountain that they believe holds all of like the answers, and that is like kind of like a paradise. But all of the sailors that leave, they never return. That's pretty much as I can give you. But there was so much to love about this, and I could vividly picture the atmosphere where we were. If you love the movie Moana, this gave me Moana vibes. That's the kind of vibes that I could get, just the whole fishing and the boating and the island aspect. That's like, so that's why I kept having that kind of in my head. But I really loved this, and it was very beautiful. There was a lot of beautiful lines and lyrical wording in this, and I also like this because in between like the stories of like the human characters, we also get bits of pieces of like trees, like you are a weeping Losit. So you kind of take the perspective of creatures and different things that she encounters along the way. So it tells a story about a tree, about like different spirits. So I really liked that, and I thought that was very beautiful and very well done. It's just a really fantastical story, and I loved it so much. Then I realized I never talked about Blue Skies by Anne Bustard. Like, I mentioned the issues that I was having with it, but I don't think I ever gave like a full wrap up. I gave this a 3 stars. I liked it, but it was just okay. Like I said, there weren't many descriptions of character reactions. So an important event would happen. I was a little confused because you didn't see how other people reacted to it, so you were kind of confused on what went on, if it was good or if it was bad. This also felt, and I don't really know much about World War II. I know I learned about it in school, but that has left my head. But this felt very self-congratulatory towards like the Americans in the war, and how like we were saviors. And I feel like I don't know enough about what happened to actually buy into that, because that, like, again, maybe it's just like the internalized hatred that I have for my country and its current political climate, that I'm just like, I don't think we're not that great. But yeah, this felt like giving the US like a pat on the back, which I don't know how I feel about that, considering how, I don't know how involved, like obviously I know like the major things, but like in the beginning I don't think we were that involved. Anyways, it just felt weird. I also mentioned that this book felt very white, which like I get because it's set in Texas, but like it just felt very white bread, white bland, not a whole lot of going on. and again, I don't think it was probably meant to be that way, but I just couldn't, I kept thinking like, you can tell like this white lady wrote this and I don't know, it was alright. And I would be lying if I didn't say I did not tear up at the end, but honestly I think I'm just a sap, and anything emotional can like tug at my heartstrings. So I don't know if I mentioned, but yeah, Glory B is the main character, which of course, her name is Glory B. Her father died in France in World War II, but she believes that her father's gonna come home on this Mercy car or whatever. French box cars with like French items that travel across the US, and they kind of go to places in different states to like drop off something. I think something like that. And one of them is coming by her town in Texas. So she thinks that her father is going to be aboard this train. So yeah, this is set in Texas. So so I guess certain states get like a boxcar. The Texas boxcar had a grand celebration in Fort Worth on February 14th, 1949, and then headed south to Austin. It arrived in the capital city on Wednesday, February 16th. There is like historical, she has like a whole thing of references. So I guess I gotta take like, I guess what she says as fact, at least about the trains and everything, but I don't know. I just felt, I didn't know how I felt about it, but she does have like her receipts here. It was alright. I found myself feeling nostalgic because I grew up in a town that's kind of small. Even though I lived in Southern California, we were rural, we had horses, and my childhood home we had chickens and like goats, and I lived next to a place with cows, and I would feed them over the fence. So it felt very nostalgic to me, and so like even though they romanticize everything that's going on, like with World War II and this town and these Mercy trains, obviously modern day me knows that it's not all sunshine and daisies. So anyways, that is all for my update. I did not read any today. My next book is A Wish in the Dark by Christine Soontornvand. I wonder if I should end this vlog right here because I don't know how much I'm going to read tomorrow, and I'm probably not going to finish A Wish in the Dark tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday, so I might end this vlog a day early. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I feel like I finished 3 books. I don't think I'm gonna finish A Wish in the Dark by the time that Sunday is over, so I might as well, instead of ending the vlog in the middle of a book, I think I'm just gonna end it now. Thank you for watching this vlog. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for you. There wasn't a lot going on, and I apologize for that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful Believathon. Let me know if you guys are participating and what books you are reading and where your location is on the map. And I will see you guys next time. So thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'm excited to continue on. And I've done really well. The first week isn't even over yet, and I've already finished the majority of the prompts that were on my journey. So yeah, I'm excited, and I hope you guys are too, but it is bye for now.